The executives of the Monster Association are the main force that keeps the organization standing. They are dragon-level calamity monsters, capable of fighting and defeating the strongest S-class heroes. In this video, we're going to see how each one of them was defeated and their final fate after the fall of the Monster Association. And if you're curious, stay with me, and already leave a like. I'm Lucas and you're on the Otasen's channel. Goketsu. Starting with Goketsu, who was defeated even before the Monster Association arc. He is the former winner of the Super Fight tournament and ended up being defeated by Orochi. After that, he succumbed to the power of the monsters and became one of the Monster Association's executives. In the second season, he goes to the Super Fight tournament to find strong people capable of eating Orochi's cells and turning into demon-level monsters or higher. After succeeding in turning Bakuzan into a demon with the potential to become a dragon-level calamity, he returns to the Monster Association. But before he could get there, he is confronted by Saitama, who defeats and kills him with a single punch. After that, we only see his severed head on the ground, and Saitama bored because he died with just one punch. Elder Centipede. Elder Centipede returns 2 years after her battle against Blast, much bigger and stronger. She seeks revenge against the hero after nearly being killed by him, so she comes back to find him. In her first appearance, she works alongside the monsters to capture Waganma, Narinki's son, in order to use him as a hostage. Later, she appears again at the moment when Garou is about to be defeated by Genos, Bang, and Bomb. Here, a super powerful double attack from the brothers Bang and Bomb is only capable of destroying her shell, but she molts and takes no damage at all. After that, Genos pushes himself to his absolute limit to try to restrain her, but fails, and would have been killed. Then the powerful king appears and draws Elder Centipede's attention by shouting that he has information on Blast's whereabouts. At the moment she attacks with full force, Saitama appears behind King and blows the dragon-level calamity monster away with a serious punch, so powerful that it explodes Elder Centipede piece by piece, until her gigantic body is completely destroyed. Rover is another executive of the Monster Association. Even though he is a dragon-level calamity, he is nothing more than an irrational animal that attacks anything that seems dangerous. At first he doesn't attack Garou because Garou only walks away slowly and doesn't seem like a threat. But later, Rover launches successive ultra-powerful energy blasts to try to defeat Garou. During this battle, he takes a hit to the head, followed by the command sit, but he doesn't sit. Later, he meets Saitama, who offers him a bone, but Rover still attacks, only to take another punch to the head and another sit command. This attack is so powerful that it destroys several floors of the Monster Association base and knocks Rover unconscious. After waking up, he runs away in fear after encountering someone stronger than him. Later, he fights Bang, Bomb, and Fubuki and would even win, if Bang didn't give him a third command to sit. This time he understands and actually sits. After the Monster Association arc, he becomes weakened, shrinking to the size of a normal dog. Now that he's a good, obedient boy, he becomes Saitama's pet and goes to live with him. Nyan is the cat who turned into a monster after hating the clinginess of his former owner. In the Monster Association, he fights Puri prisoner and even gains the advantage, but he realizes the battle is a waste of time and ends up fleeing. After that, he witnesses Saitama's absurd punch against Rover, but still tries to catch the caped Baldy off guard, something that has absolutely no effect, forcing him to flee in a hurry. On the surface, he finds weak enemies to play with, especially because he loves torturing his opponents. But before he can truly kill anyone, Drive Knight appears. The two fight, and we see the full versatility of the hero's body in many tactical transformations. But it is only in his gold tactical transformation that Drive Knight is able to win. First, he gathers all the data on how Nyan fights and creates methods to restrain his abilities and defeat him. When Nyan enters his armor, Drive Knight drastically increases his internal temperature until Nyan is burned alive. When Nyan finally gets out, he is impaled from behind and defeated. His final fate is being captured by Drive Knight to be used as a test subject in various experiments. Homeless Emperor. Homeless Emperor is an unemployed man who became a beggar and went to live on the streets. After giving up on his life, he was granted power by God and became a dragon-level calamity of the Monster Association. His opponent was the S-class hero Zombie Man, but this wasn't even a real battle since throughout the entire fight, Homeless Emperor used his power to test different ways of roasting zombie meat. Even with his absurd ability to create energy spheres almost infinitely, his body was still human and susceptible to enemy attacks or to explosions from his own power. Intimidated by King's presence, he lets his guard down and is captured by Zombie Man, who from that moment on wants to learn more about God and how he obtained his powers. Faced with the threat of having his secret revealed, God confiscates both the power and the life of Homeless Emperor, who dies while seeing the image of God on the moon, panicking as his body is disintegrated. Gums is the embodiment of hunger in the form of a dragon-level calamity monster. Compared to Pig God, he proves to be a bottomless pit that digests everything he eats almost instantly. After the Monster Association base is lifted from underground, the executives gather on the surface to fight the heroes. Gums and Fuhrer Ugly fight together, and Gums ends up eating a heavily injured Tank Top Master. But before he can digest him, Bang pierces his body with an attack and saves the hero. After that, Genos explodes his body from the inside through the hole in his stomach. Not only that, but Bang also deflects one of Fuhrer Ugly's attacks, which hits Gums directly and makes him furious. When he gets the chance, he devours Fuhrer Ugly out of pure rage. But this becomes his end. Inside Gums' stomach, Fuhrer Ugly absorbs the gastric acid and survives, gaining a new transformation. He then bursts out of Gums' body from the inside, splitting him in two. That results in Gums' death, and afterward, his body is eaten by Pig God, Fuhrer Ugly. Before being defeated, Fuhrer Ugly in his grotesque form completely loses control and attacks everyone, both allies and enemies, using his new acidic monster form. He ends up killing several heroes before finally being defeated by Golden Sperm, a being immune to his acid. Even so, he still seeks revenge against Bang for his grotesque appearance. When he finds Bang unconscious and has the chance to kill him, he prepares to attack and melt his entire body, but before his attack can reach its target, Garou awakens and launches a full force assault against the Monster Association. One of his targets is Fuhrer Ugly, whose chest is pierced by Garou's attack, causing him to die inside his own acid. Orochi. Orochi was the leader of the Monster Association and the strongest of all the monsters. His only mistake was encountering the strongest man in the world, the fist that turned against God. After meeting the man who was supposed to be the sacrifice of the prophecy of his rebirth, Orochi draws energy from the Earth's core to attack with full power from the very start. But he is defeated by the deadly Sirius squirt gun. After that, he begins consuming weaker monsters from the association in order to regain his strength. Eventually, he fuses with Psykos in an attempt to dominate her body, but ends up being the one dominated instead. The two gain power from God, and we see just how absurd and imposing Psykos becomes after the fusion. Even so, in the end, they are both defeated, and Psykos separates herself from Orochi once again. He then takes massive damage from the heroes and is finally finished off by Tatsumaki's strongest attack, dying buried beneath his own altar. On Evil Natural Water. Evil Natural Water is a mass of water that gained life after countless experiments by Gyoro. It became so unstable and dangerous that it had to be contained in an aquarium. Later it joins the other executives in the final battle against the heroes. But in its case, it goes even further and absorbs the ocean's water, becoming the Evil Ocean Water, an entity of unknown calamity level that surpasses all limits. According to Sage Centipede, it became one of God's guardians, meant to destroy the fist that turned against God. But its real problem was exactly that, running into the fist that turned against God, in this case, Saitama. With a serious punch, Saitama explodes evil ocean water and splits the sea in two. But that is not when it truly dies. After the entire battle against the heroes, Pig God swallows the weakened evil natural water and devours it. It still tries to fight back but is ultimately digested and dies for good. Gyoro/Psykos. Gyoro is easily defeated and killed by Tatsumaki, only for her to discover that it was a flesh puppet controlled by Psykos. After that, Psykos fuses with Orochi and also receives God's power. After a battle of global proportions, Tatsumaki, with the help of the other heroes, manages to defeat her, and Psykos escapes by separating her real body from Orochi. After that, she is found by Fubuki, and the two engage in a psychic battle. In the end, Psykos is classified as a monster and imprisoned by the Hero Association. Tatsumaki even tries to kill her but is stopped by Fubuki and Saitama, which results in a fight between the two, one that I've already summarized here on the channel based on the webcomic. Black Sperm. To finish, we have Black Sperm. He was one of the monsters who gave the S-Class heroes the most trouble, right? Atomic Samurai? In addition to his base form, he also uses his golden form with 43 trillion cells, which absolutely dominated Fuhrer Ugly's new form, defeated Darkshine, and only lost one arm to Atomic Samurai using the Sunblade. After that, he fuses everything into his silver form with 53 trillion cells, capable of rivaling Monster Guru and completely overwhelming Flashy Flash. In the end, by condensing nearly 100% of his cells into a single body, he ends up being killed when his chest is pierced by Guru's attack. But thanks to a backup with 100 cells that escaped as insurance, he manages to survive Metal Bat. In the end, he becomes Saitama's new pet, alongside Rover, at least until he regains his power. But after realizing Saitama's true strength, I seriously doubt he will ever want to become his enemy again.